I do. I hope you like it. I feel like I'm on top of the world. Thanks for watching. Welcome to my website. I'm Dan West. This is Ryno Productions. My name's Dan West. This is my film. Hope you enjoy it. And good luck. I'm in a film club, dude, and everything works out. We all help each other. We all learn. Let's see what else is going on. I'm working on a new film after I get done with this documentary. I'm working on another documentary. I guess I'll be doing that for a while. I think I might be doing more and more documentaries because I find stories everywhere, and I just want to investigate them. And well, like I said, the film club's pretty awesome. Hope people go to it. I'm making some software for it, not software, but like an internet website for it, and hopefully it'll be tasty. Anyway, that's all. The whole thing is the main thing that made me want to get up and do this documentary today is the fact that I've been working on this documentary for a long time, doing the research, getting everything put together, and I just wanted to add another day to it. It's the story of my life. It's the story of my family's life. It's a story, and I always wanted to tell stories, you know, and this is like the most expressive way I can tell a story. But you know, journalism, all that stuff interests me. And this morning I got up, tried to volunteer a little bit, get some community service done, and ended up coming back down to MCAT, filling another drain.
So like, what is MCAT, and how's it going to help you like make this documentary? And when did you first find MCAT? How did you learn about MCAT?
I learned about MCAT through a friend at school. I was a senior in high school, and told me about this place where you can make a TV show, learn how to do this and that about film, and I always wanted to be in the film. I didn't, you know, when you're a kid, you think, oh, I'm going to be an actor someday, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you never quite accomplish anything until you actually do it. And I tried to actually do it, so I took the classes, took the training, been training for 5 years, trying to learn all I can, and I'm now part of MCAT.
You know. So what's the hardest part about media?
Hardest part about media for me, I don't know about anyone else, but for me is editing.
Editing. Like, what's the hardest part? Is it because it's why is it hard? Why is editing hard?
Well, basically, you have a whole story in your head, and it always changes when you put it out. Like, when you try to put your idea out, you always change your mind. So you constantly have to keep editing to your mind, the way you think, the way you want it to look, and the way you want it to sound. It always changes, and so you gotta let go of it sometime and say, you know, I don't want to add anymore to it. I think this will be fine, and people will enjoy it. And that's the hardest part for me, is to discover where I should stop. And I just, that's hard. It's the hardest thing for me.
So editing's hard, and so you came to MCAT thinking that, yeah, this will help you, like the editing.
Yeah,
and it has.
It has. Yeah, I learned a lot, and I try to help people in it.
Right on, right on.
And yeah, I continue to learn each time I come in.
Right on.
The main thing is just keep at it. If you want to do it, it gets hard at some point. But you know, any exercise gets hard. You just have to continue doing it.
Yeah.
And when you feel like you can't do it anymore, then stop editing.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can just just see what everyone else thinks. Show them that you have a part of yourself shown that they really want to see.
Right. So, all right. So, what are like some of the editing you've done here? Like, is there digital you've done and like not digital editing?
Well, most of it started off not digital. It was all what do you call it? Just knobs and dials.
Yeah.
But once they got the computers put in, the place got bigger. I started growing towards the computer editing, which is a lot easier. It's instead of knobs and dials, it's clicks and switches.
Oh yeah, totally, totally, man.
Anything else?
I'm trying to think, like, because right now we're making this documentary. Well, you're making this and stuff like that, and we're just like coming up with, I don't know, we're just thinking, you know, it's hard. Like sometimes when you get out and you start feeling, you envision this one thing. Like this is probably what I'm getting at. I'm turning this into a question. Is normally as like a filmmaker, you'll go out and you think like tell me if I'm right or wrong, but you'll go out there and you'll say, okay, this is what I see, this is what I envision. And then you get there and you get to that point where you can do it. You have the camera, you have the videotape, you have the people, and then do you normally get disappointed when you set out and it's totally not what you want?
Well, yeah, it's scary, especially at first.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not used to confronting people off the street and talking to them,
yeah,
you might not want to do that side of the journalism or whatever filmmaking. But if you're able to be open with just about anything you say, and not expect a comment or each time you go out there, you can interview people, you know, calmly and nicely. Just have good attitude with them. Ask them if they want to be on camera. If they don't, they don't. Then you don't shoot them. You know.
So you have like confrontations sometimes with people.
Well, depending. Some people think I'm videotaping them, and they get really upset, and I have to show them that I'm not videotaping them.
So that's frustrating, like when you think like, oh, I'm gonna go out and it'd be cool. I'm gonna go out and interview these people, and all of a sudden they don't go with the program.
It's kind of like shooting a crowd of people.
Yeah.
Some people in the crowd don't want their picture taken.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to either duck below their face and just talk to their neck or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you ask them or get permission from them, from each person that's there, and actually find out for sure what you can and can't do with the images from them, because it's their image. You may be filming, but it's not. It's their rules.
Well, let me pick up this camera. I'm gonna get a different shot here.
Cool.
As you're talking. Basically, and also like that. So that goes in with being frustrated. Like you'll have this vision. Like what I was asking earlier was like, you'll have this vision, like this is what I see done, and then all of a sudden it doesn't turn out. Does that happen to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Usually more towards editing,
Mm-hmm.
but you get a ton of footage and you look at it and you go, oh, this is garbage, I want to record over this, I don't want it. But, you know, the more you change it around to see where it would go, the frustration disappears.
Yeah.
Into excitement. You start getting excited over your work when you see it put together. And then the biggest thing is when other people see what you did and they like it. So it's worth the risk. It's worth getting antsy or nervous about for just being scared to film or to change what you originally planned to do. It always changes because you change your mind all the time.
Right.
You always change your mind. So you look at something one day, you're like, oh, that's cool. And the next day, you're like, oh, that's old news. I don't want to see that.
Right.
That sort of thing. And that's what I'm talking about. I think that covers your question.
Exactly. Well, I don't know, like, because right now what's really awesome is how you're directing this thing right now, how we're shooting it. You're just like, this is the weirdest way to make a documentary, which I think is really cool right now, because right now I'm having realization, and two, the people, I don't know, some people at home that are watching this right now are going, what the heck is going on with these camera shots? And like right now I'm holding the camera below. We had the camera just a while ago sitting over here at this chair and stuff, and right now I'm doing all these crazy things. We're totally breaking the rules, and which is I think is awesome. I mean, so what do you got to say about that? Like us breaking
be creative. If you want something edgy, be edgy.
Yeah.
If you if you don't like the way something goes, change it.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what I wanted to do with this documentary in the first place. Was I was tired of seeing all these documentaries on illnesses that doctors make,
Right.
and they sound all political about everything. And when you actually erase all the badge, you know, the name tags and stuff, and just get out of the white coats, you actually find people that are willing to talk about their own illness, to share it, so they have the same idea you do, that you don't want it to be like everyone else's video.
Right. Here, I'm gonna set the camera so I can get the phone, because right now I'm at work today, and oh, actually I don't have to answer the phone. But you were mentioning the illness, and a lot of people here just watching this, they don't know you like I know you. I've known you for a couple of years now, I guess.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
What is, like, are you open to right now telling people what you?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I have schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. So, and a lot of people, like, and you were just you're still working on it. It's another documentary besides this one. This one's kind of like I don't know. This is kind of cool. It's like within the doc, or behind the doc. I don't know. It's kind of like.
It's a documentary of the documentary.
This is cool. This is crazy. So people like, yeah, this is, I don't know, but me, this will be cool. But anyways, yeah, like what I was getting at, so. Your other documentary, you were talking about like how people like they have a confusion, or they don't know exactly what schizophrenia is. They know what schizophrenia is, with what Hollywood tells them, and with what like rumors or what they think it is, like make up or something. And then there's some people out there that actually know what it is, and you actually know. You interviewed a few people, and plus you know because they had it explained to you.
And I've had to do research, not just with people, but with also books and doctors and all that stuff, asking wherever I can about the subject, getting on the internet, getting on the, you know, getting into books, stuff like that, and just spend 14 months just researching. And then when I figured out what I wanted to put in the documentary, what I wanted to show is from the inside out, someone with the illness that knows how to make film and actually make a documentary from the inside out.
Right on, dude. And so even like right now, you're able to do a double whammy with explaining stuff too. That's why I think this is kind of cool and stuff. Hey, I gotta go. So what I was saying is that what's cool about this, what we're shooting this right now, like totally raw, like, you know, unedited. It'll probably be kind of like, you know, edited, maybe throw a title in the front and title at the end or something like that.
Yeah.
The titles like with the opening scene that the people just saw just now. But what's cool about this is like we're totally breaking the rules. Like right now they're talking like what happens when the camera shuts off. People don't get to hear this like we're talking like right now.
Right.
Like right now, that's what's cool about this. I think is it's a little different. I mean, it's probably been done before, but I think I don't know.
It hasn't been done often.
Often, yeah. So this is kind of cool. I mean, like it's kind of like hidden camera, kind of reality, but it's I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I don't know what some people probably disagree with me, but I think this is actually going to be awesome. This is just that's my opinion.
Okay.
Right on.
But yeah, let's just.
Water.
Clear water.
Like you're totally breaking the rules because normally you'll do like a shot like this. Like you have to do the shot, you know, the setup shot, and then it has to do the cutback of me going, yes. That's great, but instead we're totally like breaking the rules. I mean, this is like all the raw footage. Like this is what it's like, kind of cool.
And this is what I want to keep doing with the film making, because I have a friend who. This is on a serious note, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a friend whose parents died and his brother died a few years ago, and he wants someone to tell his story. He doesn't. He's writing a journal, trying to get people to tell his story, but he's among a few people that I know that actually lost some people real recently, and it was a big tragedy.
Yeah.
And they all want me to, you know, work on their film. So I figured I could do that. Filmmaking's fun and easy, other than the editing, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to do my best to honor these people that died and just kind of push forward with documentary, because everyone has a story.
Right.
I mean, everyone. And if you find that story, you know, they say that on TV shows now. They try it out on TV shows, finding a story out of nowhere, and you can actually do it because people have stories. That's what life is a big story.
Right.
And you enter different lives, you enter different stories. So it's good to actually get out there and share what you want to share, and get people to notice it, because it kind of is like, it's kind of therapeutic.
Right.
That's what this documentary that I finished is therapeutic for myself. I didn't go in thinking, oh, I'm gonna make money doing this, I'm gonna have fun doing this. I wanted to feel better about myself. I wanted to show that I can actually do something great with my illness.
Right.
You know, get around all the BS I'm told that you can't do this, you can't do that. I went to a place to draw blood or to donate blood, and I couldn't do it because I have medication that I take, or this or that.
Wow.
Film is one area where I don't have to listen to that.
Right.
I can do whatever I want and get the point across.
Right.
So,
But still, do you find people, like, they'll try to convert you to a certain way how to shoot something? Like when you go, like, symbolically kind of too, you're talking about, like, how you're talking about in society, how people conform you to, you can't do this, you can't because of your illness.
I have, the worst critics I have are college students that are in filmmaking.
Yeah.
I mean, they say, oh, that's a bad shot. Oh, I learned it this way, or whatever they say. I worked with them for a while doing a couple videos. But my biggest problem with that was basically they had an idea of what it was because they learned it from someone else.
Right.
And they weren't plastic. I mean, plastic as in flexible. You know, they weren't able to come up with an idea of their own, I guess. I don't want to say that about people, but
no,
some people it's like that. But yeah, I decided to come up with this and just kind of get a different way of telling a story, like out of my back pocket type thing.
Yeah. Right on. So, hey, is there like I don't know, like if you ever, whenever you show something, are you like embarrassed of it, or are you like this, for example? Say if you show it, are you embarrassed because what are you thinking? What's the main thing when you, like, say for example when you show this?
My voice sucks.
Oh yeah.
I don't like to see myself on TV, but you know, if other people like it, I start to like it too. So
there you go.
I get used to it.
And what's the biggest fulfillment out of, like, say, like, okay,
showing it to people.
Showing to people.
And seeing their reactions.
Seeing the reactions. So that's your biggest fulfillment out of doing something like this.
Yeah, well, that, and I learn about it.
Okay.
I learn about whatever I'm doing documentary on.
Right on.
I learn it, and then I get to sit back and see other people learn it, and it's great. And they see what I see, even for a moment. If they don't get up and walk out, they're there for a reason. They want to see what I see, and that to me is fulfilling. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So you and I have a like mind. Like send that there, or using the same footage, or not using the same footage, but the way we set cameras and the way we come up with our ideas are so similar that we can almost predict it. I think that's why we're good friends.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, and two of us, like, the audience probably doesn't know this, but we're aware. We know the camera's on when we turn on. We're like, we'll be talking, and we'll just think, oh, let's turn on. We gotta film this because it's hard to film reality. How can you watch reality TVs? It's not really reality. You know, the cameras on them and all that. Like us, we know the camera's on. And
they're very careful what they say.
Yeah, they're very, very careful. But I was like what we got, like what you're talking about there is, like, I was just talking to Dan, telling him, like, I'm afraid, like, if we put this in we edit this thing, I'm gonna take away the magic of what he's doing. Like right now, it's his thing, and I don't want to, because I can show him that, or I could become the editor. I don't necessarily think that's taking away the magic, but I just think that maybe I see kind of what you're doing here, and I kind of want to. I believe in that. I don't like, because it's hard for people when you're coming up with something new. It's hard for us to have something new because we want to go to the original ways.
Right.
We're afraid of the audience are too used to the standard, the format, or whatever.
Yeah. The whole rules of filmmaking.
Okay, I talked blah blah blah.
That's okay.
But anyways, here, I'll give you a camera. It's still recording. You can just go film whatever, and then we'll be back, and then people are gonna see a cool movie.
Hey Frank. Looks even cooler in tape to tape thing. Okay.
I'll do this here.
I have another address too from.
Oh, what did I?
I have another webpage address too.
Oh, sweet.
It's danwest 2005 at hotmail.com.
Oh, okay. So it's a new email.
Yeah, it's one of the new ones.
And then I'll put this for you.
Okay.